I know what you're thinking, and no, this is not a father and a daughter. This is a couple by the names of Nate and Paige. What's up, guys? It's Metzger, and today we're going to be going into the biggest age gap I know of on TikTok, Nate and Paige jewelry. Doing my research for this video was like going down a gigantic rabbit hole, basically, so that's why I want to give a shout out to the Reddit page r/Nathaniel Page Piece, because a lot of the information I gathered from there. They have been documenting these two for a long time, from the alleged grooming to the age gap to the scams that they allegedly pull. So I just want to say I appreciate all that. I'm unsure of the best way to start off this video, so let's just start it off like this.
How old are you?
20.
I'm 39.
All right, I had to pump the brakes right there for a second, because if he's 39, then I'm Brad Pitt.
And we love each other very, very much. And if you don't appreciate that we're a couple, you don't have to follow us. That's up to you. But I feel like love doesn't really have any age.
No, it doesn't.
Now, if it's legal and consensual, then that's fine. But I do want to throw out there, the girl said she was 20. And this guy, if I say late 40s, I'm being generous, honestly. He is definitely old enough to be her father, and this right here is just the tip of the iceberg. Now, before we dig into anything, I do want to play a video of her explaining how they both met.
So, Nate and I had met back in the town I was living in it's been about 2.5 years now that we met, and we were neighbors in an apartment complex I was living in with my now ex, and he was on the porch one night, and I was bored as heck, and we started talking randomly. You know, he was curious. We talked for quite a couple hours, and apparently I was like, I'm tired. Went to bed. He was gone. I didn't know where he went. I was kind of upset. It's like, okay, I didn't get to talk to him.
She goes on to say that she meets up with him again and decides to join him driving across the country in his RV. Now, if you think this story has some odd vibes to it, you're not the only one. Like I said, this story is a pretty big rabbit hole, and this is where it starts getting kind of weird. Allegedly, they met when she was a minor because Paige was dating Nate's son. Now, Nate and Paige will deny this, but there is a person who didn't deny this, and that's Nate's son, Josh.
I did date Paige first.
As you probably guessed, that is Nate's son Josh admitting that him and Paige dated first. Now, allegedly, Paige and Josh were both minors when they were dating, so I want you to truly let this sink in. If this is true, then this is a full-on grooming situation. Now, groomers are very manipulative people, and the victims oftentimes don't understand the full severity of the situation that they're in. They will try and justify it to other people and themselves to make it seem like it's more okay.
So this is 5 reasons why I won't date someone my age or younger. For one, don't know anything about engines. Not really good with money. They don't know how to take care of you and respect you. They're way too immature about everything. And going out in public with them is absolutely embarrassing most of the time.
Now, there's a couple pieces of irony in this, one of which being she talks about older men being better with money. Now, 90% of their time on TikTok is them begging for money on TikTok or selling bunk jewelry, which I'll get to later on in the video. Groomers and the victims will often justify this type of stuff. I mean, I remember I almost got into a fight one time because this guy told me that his dad met his mom when he was 22 and she was 11, and I said that's disgusting. Now, there's more to that story. It was like 15 years ago, and I was trying to buy some illegal substances off the guy. I didn't know him at all, so like I said, there's more to that, but I'm not going to torture you with that story. Now, there's a lot of people out there that don't buy Nate met Paige when she was 19, especially after the bombshell video of his son coming out and saying that they dated first. But the other people who are calling BS on this are Paige's own family. The next video I'm about to play is Paige's father throwing a gigantic nuke into this entire situation.
Nate and Paige are dating.
But they escaped. Sorry.
What age is Paige at that point?
Yeah, that's when I found out. 14.
But how? 14. Okay. Holy shit.
She's 14. She was entirely too young.
When she first started dating him at 14?
So she would come see me at work at Walmart. All right. When she'd come see me at work at Walmart, because this is now, mind you, this is when she was staying with her mother. She would come see me at work and just say, hey, whatever. But Nate would be with her. And, Josh is out in the car. He's on his phone doing this, that, and the other, or something, this and that. You know, so basically the wool was pulled over my eyes. I had no clue what was really going on. Apparently, Josh was never in the car, so.
Yeah, the father says she was 14 when they were hanging out. And if that's true, this is just so Now, if this is all true, one of the theories really does make sense, which is he groomed her from a young age. She gets in the RV with him. They travel the country. He isolates her completely, and she becomes totally dependent upon him. Now, there were a lot of people out there who were saying that Paige was being held hostage, and that's when they decided to make this video.
Why are you doing this? I don't want to go with you. I don't know why.
Because you're gonna drive me around the country and you don't have a choice. And see, now you have no choice.
Why are you doing this to me? You're really gonna make me drive you around the country?
Yes, and now you're gonna do it.
We're both grown adults. Neither of us is being kept against our will. We're two consenting adults.
So I don't believe Paige is being held against her will in any way, and yes, they are two adults. But if this really did start when she was a minor, then this is a gigantic problem, and it's like a P3DO's wet dream. Now, a lot of people who find themselves in these situations, they don't exactly come from the best households, and a lot of times illegal substances are thrown into the mix. Now, Nate has stated before that he's in recovery, and I'm never gonna shit on an addict because I myself am in recovery. But if you look at some of his videos, he looks tweaked as hell. If you look at his pupils in this video, they are almost non-existent. And there are tons of other videos where people actually point out this exact same thing. Now, they sell gemstones and jewelry to their followers. That's how they make their money. But me being in recovery, if you were to ask me, I'd say there's also some crystal shards in that RV as well. Yes, I know that there are tons of jewelry scams all over social media, but before we go into all that, let's take a look into Nate's past to show that he is no stranger to scams.
Nathaniel Poulin is accused of posing as a landlord and taking money from potential renters for a place he doesn't own. In one instance, Poulin is accused of taking a young mother for all of the money she had.
Don't let the short hair fool you. This was him in 2017.
News Center's Chris Rose spoke with her and with police today and is here now to fill us in on the latest on this case. Chris.
Well, Pat and Cindy, police say so far they have 4 victims in this case that they have come forward. They say they're still trying to determine if there are more out there. For now, Nathaniel Poulin is facing 4 counts of theft by deception.
It was an ad I saw on a legit website. I thought it was all real.
Heather Colomb says she met Nate Poulin outside this apartment building on Main Street in Lewiston. He showed her inside, made her sign what appeared to be a lease, and took $1,100 from her life savings.
I don't see how he could take money from somebody with kids and knew that we were almost homeless. Thank God we found somewhere, but it's just, I don't know how he could just do that without even a blink of an eye.
Now, she was able to start a GoFundMe account and get the money back, but if everything we have heard is true, she should be lucky that he didn't drive away with her kids. I'm just saying. Yes, Nate is no stranger to scams, and if you ask a lot of people, that's exactly what they're doing with their jewelry business. To overcharging, to orders never coming in, to allegedly real gold turning a customer's fingers green. There is a lot of things that people have to say about their jewelry business. This right here is a jewelry authenticity certificate, supposedly that they attained. Now take a look at the date, November 9th, 2025. The weird part is there's a comma between the 9th and November with no space, and then a comma between 9th and 2025 with no space. That is a little bit odd because usually those certificates don't have typos like that. And to show you what I mean, here's another one that they posted. Take a look at this one. Again, no space between November, 9th, but there is a space between 9th, 2025. 2 certificates from the exact same day, both with different sets of typos. That's a coinky dink. And if there's anyone out there thinking, oh, maybe Nate treats Paige very well. First of all, it doesn't matter if the grooming charges are actually real, then that doesn't matter how he treats her. But also, there are tons of videos out there of them on live with him like treating her like a shitty employee or just degrading her.
Huh?
Your memory is really
What do you mean? What is my memory?
I don't know where they are, but I had 5, 6, or 7 even. Some of them were empty and some of them were not. They didn't evaporate, baby.
I haven't moved anything on there.
And now I can't find them. And my rubies that I was making the last ruby item with,
I had a big thing with there that were all rubies. Big package, big square package. And it's right full of rubies. And I need those. These are $60 each. So I don't know what you charge her, but I can't use those.
Did they fall down there? That's the only other thing I can think of because I haven't really touched any of the other ones.
Baby, the other day when you came in to make the bed, there was a pile of these containers right here on the bed.
Which I moved over to that counter.
They're not in there. So, and there's a pile of, there's probably 10 containers of different stones, baby. It's a container like this, but not this one. But why is this one just laying around?
Now, it is possible everyone is just reading too far into this. I do want to throw that out there, but at the same time, he talks to her like a flat out child as well. And it could be because he still thinks of her the same way as when he met her.
Some pants last night. We are super excited about them. And they are all homemade.
On a side note, I'd like to point out they also make clothes sometimes, and I'm guessing these pants were made for someone with elephantitis at the nuts. Like I said earlier, this story is extremely convoluted because at some point, Nate's son Josh decides to go back and live with them in the RV, and then Josh comes out with this video.
Here's the truth. I did not date Paige. Alright? I don't know how they got a video of me saying that, but...
Oh, you mean this video?
I did date Paige first.
And maybe because you filmed it and posted it.
But I didn't. Alright? That's simple as that. I mean, there's nothing else to it. You know what I mean?
Now, I could be wrong, but it seems to me like Nate told Josh, if you want to live here, that's fine, but you need to recant your story about you dating Paige. Now, without reading into this entire thing, because it is very long, this is from a disgruntled customer who basically says it took forever to get the jewelry they purchased. On top of that, when they got it, they paid $2,500 for it, they got it appraised, and it was basically worth $250. Now, I don't know jack shit about jewelry, and I'm not going to pretend I do, but there is a lot of people who have similar claims online when it comes to their jewelry business. There are other claims out there that say they were purchasing jewelry off Temu and then reselling it. And Nate saw this, and on a live stream, he decided to debunk this idea by pulling out his phone, showing his recent purchases, scrolling, and ironically, he showed a Temu purchase on it. So he said he never uses Temu, and to debunk this crazy idea, he whips out his phone, and he ironically shows he most definitely uses Temu. So there is a lot when it comes to this story, from Paige and Nate allegedly getting a dog and abusing it, starving it, to Josh and his wife living with them, a bunch of claims that came out of that, like them treating Josh's wife like dirt, to Paige's mom living there, to her sister speaking out. There is just a whole lot to this story that I did not cover. If you're interested in hearing about that, definitely go to the Reddit page I posted in the beginning. They have it all. On top of Kiwi Tapes, the YouTuber made a video about this, and it goes a lot more into depth than I did. I stayed on the general surface of this story, but like I said, it's a deep rabbit hole. But I really wanted to talk about the grooming allegations while still giving you guys a picture of what's actually going on with them as well. But if you enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe and enjoy the other videos I have that are similar to this one, and I hope everyone has a wonderful night.